Hey baby, what's good? Hey baby, what's popping? If you can hear my voice, that means you're now tuned into another, hopefully wonderful episode of Jess Finesse Presents. Um, Happy Tuesday because we're recording on a Tuesday, but happy Friday because that's when you're gonna hear this. It's another Tuesday, it's another Wednesday, it's another Thursday, it's another Friday in this wretched country. And like I say, this country will continue to be wretched until the revolution occurs. And for all of you guys that think I'm alarmist and that I'm panicking and that I'm, in fear mongering, sorry for yourself because we're literally on the brink of only God knows. And we're still coming to come on pod and do content and wear white caftan and looking like we're looking for contract. Meanwhile, they still kidnapping us. They still killing us. Healthcare is still trash. Government is still I won't trash. Say because I don't want them to tap my phone. They're probably already tapping it right now. But yeah. So y'all know the drill if you've listened more than once, but if you're just tuning in, this is a podcast where I invite some very special people. Every episode I bring a very special person, and that person is very special in their own very special way. And this week is no different. Ladies, because y'all are the best gentle people, all the people of the world, I'm with a very dope individual, Richard.
Thank you so much for that.
Why do you look like you? Why do you look like you looking for contracts?
I told you already. I'm trying to woo my investors, so I'm always ready. Yeah, I want them to. This is 20.
You look like you're a monk. You look like you're one of them. You look like you have some money in some offshore account.
I'm not one of them.
Baba do giveaway. Anyways, guys, we're here with Richard from an amazing platform called More Branches. If you live in Nigeria, if you live in Lagos, I want to cross my fingers and I want to hope that you're familiar with the More Branches platform. But I'm somebody who likes to believe that I don't assume that everybody everywhere knows about everything. So There are people that probably may not know about More Branches. So we're going to get into talking to Richard about More Branches. We're going to talk about a few, little interesting topics that happen here and there. Mm-hmm. And then, you going to drink a very special meal, a meal that you just don't do it with everybody. Okay? The same way y'all don't pass blunts with well, I think people do pass blunts with everybody. The way I see some people smoke with strangers.
I do.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Okay, those of y'all that partake. No. I'm looking at you. Who else should I look at? Should I look at Blessed all the way over there? Should I look at David all the way back there? Should I look at this lovely young guy that's also looking for a contract in the corner? No, I'm looking at you because you're my number 2. Oh, I got bars. Somebody sign me. Anyways, we smoke Garri every week.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you a very important question, right? And this question is more important than what is your name? It's more important than what do you do? This question is very simple, but it determines a lot. All right?
Mm.
White or yellow?
White Garri. White Garri.
I
think it depends. It depends on what you're trying. If I'm trying to drink Garri, white. If I'm trying to have a yellow death.
What is it with y'all people? What?
Garri to match the white.
That's what I was gonna say. He needs to drink. He needs to match his drip.
He has to match the drip.
He needs to put his drip. So in that you people's wretched white Garri, what do you put in it normally?
Well, comprehensive Garri, there has to be milk. There has to be milk. Granuts.
Okay.
And ice. So I think we're not trying to go too far. If there was fish also, it won't be bad.
This guy is trying to get contracts. I feel like if politicians were sitting down and they had to drink Garri, obviously Garri's beneath them. But if they had to, I don't know. And
comprehensive Garri.
If they would call Garri comprehensive. Okay. And I feel like if politicians were eating Garri and they had like a feast, there would definitely be fish on the table.
Yeah.
Maybe suya.
And snails.
Come on. Come on. I'm too broke to eat snail. I mean, snail's nasty even if I have money. But, comprehensive. Imagine.
I like that word.
I love it. Comprehensive, Garri. Comprehensive. What's that scientific name you call it again?
Barium sulfate.
There we go.
Oh, God.
But, I think it's really interesting how I've never heard someone say that they would eat fish with their Garri. What's the rationale behind it?
I think people, maybe Yoruba people, or I see people eat fish with, and I enjoy fish with Garri also. So, fried fish with Garri.
As well. You don't?
Let me.
I don't. I never even heard that happens. Sorry.
Because sometimes you don't want to take Garri like alone.
Yeah, like you don't drink Garri just like that.
Richard, what do you put in your Garri first? So you pour your Garri.
I pour my Garri first.
Okay.
So you're having yellow Garri.
Of course. We bring that one for you people.
Okay.
Those of us that love ourselves, and those of us that don't like when our food is fighting us in our mouths, we drink yellow Garri.
Genuine question, Richard. Do you honestly think that going to Unilag has an impact on your like social life? Like impact in the sense that like the people you know, like what you're trying to have you found out that trying to do things in like the industry has been relatively easier in quotes because you went to Unilag?
I won't say so. Maybe not for me.
Yeah.
Maybe not for me, but I guess for some people, because another thing is you get to meet a lot of people who went to Unilag in the industry. But for me, I only had like a few friends in the University of Lagos. I rode with almost like the same circles till I graduated. And I've never really had to like get something or like just because I went to Unilag and that's why that thing came true.
So look, nobody has been like, greatest Akoka, take this contract.
Naji. Yeah, because Unilag is in Akoka. So
that's what they call us.
That's what they call
greatest Akoka.
Never. Nah.
Zero.
So were you asking the question assuming that, I mean, I think this is a global thing. I think university, that's why you see this is like going off on a tangent, but this whole thing about people's university or their schools being extremely important in growing network and net worth, I guess, as well. Like in Yankee, there was that scandal where all those like rich people were paying for their children to get into top schools, like bribing, and doing other corrupt things in order to get their kids into school because it's like, oh, if they go to this school, then they're set for life, or they are exposed to a network that can, continue to elevate them in their lives. So when I was asking this question, I was thinking like, okay, would you ask the same question for like somebody that went to what you guys consider top schools in Nigeria? Are your parents sending you there, in order for you to, I don't know, have a important network that will help you when you graduate and enter into your various careers?
Yeah, I'll say that's what I was asking, honestly. Because I just have this notion that Unilag is like the hub of like entertainment. Like I don't know if that's the right word, because so many people from the industry, like Richard said, went in Unilag. So many people. I think if I actually start to count them, you'll be shocked. So like I just like to know if maybe Unilag had an like impact in.
So a lot of people in the industry didn't go to that. Y'all Babcock and Covenants.
Some did, yeah.
So the thing about Nigerian universities is, I think for Unilag is mostly entertainment. If you go into like the corporate world, you see more Covenant students. Yes. If you go into tech, you see more Babcock students. So I think they all have their strongholds. Yeah. So that.
What's your school famous for?
You are asking the wrong babe. I don't know what it's famous for. I don't know what it's famous for. Here you go. No, that's milk, and then I want sugar here. So wait, is it that when you see this, when you see these stats of like, oh, this certain concentration of people coming from Babcock are associated with tech, these people from Covenant or graduates from Covenant are usually associated with corporate Nigeria. Is it that those schools have programs that are strong in those fields, or it's just coincidence that people are just coming out from those schools and going to those schools?
Babcock has a very strong computer club. Yeah. The Paystar guys went to Babcock. I could go on and on. Covenant, you know how they really, when you go to Covenant, they're really strict. You feel like you're already even in like world. 95 already. You're that's the kind of life that they prepare you for. You have no like, I don't know, I won't say choice, but it just comes naturally that after Covenant, maybe KPMG or somewhere, I don't know. Yeah. That's
so then Unilag, do y'all have a strong?
I think what Unilag prepares you for is like also life, because I mean,
y'all them hostels look like hustle life.
You say
living in them in the dorms that I see that they use, it looks like hustle.
So the thing is, I never stayed in the dorm.
Never. You don't look like someone
I never stayed. I never stayed. all through school, I was outside school. Even I was outside school because I used to come to this side sometimes. But I think what... I think the thing
Are you
is...
okay, sir?
What?
Are you good?
I
didn't see you. I don't know if I want to see either. But go ahead.
So the thing is, I think it was in my second year, I realized that I didn't have any interest in what I was studying.
What were you studying?
I was studying analytical chemistry. Yeah.
What?
So anything outside of 12, like I'm zoned out, and then I just tell my friend, no, let's just go somewhere.
Oh, so you used to skip school?
After 12. Any class after 12 is definitely not for me because I feel like I'm done for the day already.
Right.
Yeah, so I started thinking of other things to do. Obviously, because I didn't want to feel like I was being a bad kid. Your parents sent you to school, but like you're out there doing other stuff. So I said to myself, oh, what am I going to do? I applied for a program by Idea Nigeria. So the thing about Yaba is it's a tech cluster. Around that time was when tech was just becoming a thing. Yeah. So I got in, my friend and I, and we were given a grant to build an app. The name of the app then was Jangilova. So idea was we want people to share screens. The gig economy was becoming a thing. Uber just came to 9. So we're like, how do we feed on this? Okay, let's get people to open up their rooms. I could want to watch a TV match, but because I'm in school, I can't pay for the premium DSTV. Let me look for someone around me, and hopefully they can open their doors. If for a fee or free, yeah, that was the idea.
So you're saying that because when you said share screens, I thought you meant like Bluetooth or something. Like, oh, if I'm watching something on my phone, it's sharing to. But you're come to my house.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So like Uber for TV.
Yes, exactly. That was what we described it then.
Interesting.
But thing is,
and sorry for cutting off. Like I would see how that would work around like
football
school area because so many students lived close to each other, like the Abule Jazz, the Paku. So it's very easy to find people around you that are probably.
And there's a lot of, and also with like football culture, like just seeing people always wanting to be together and watch football. I can just see someone being like, yo, I'm watching, I pay for my DSTV this month because I had the bread to, everybody pull up to my spot. And you have like 30 people in your house just screaming over it too. That is actually interesting.
It was supposed to, I mean, we thought it was like $1 billion idea. And that's the thing with every idea until you now test it out. A lot of things were like people kept on, not everybody was comfortable about like trying to open their doors for strangers. Most of the successful screenings we had were like organized by us, like in our own homes or like friends. Yeah. So it went well. Like you obviously could see where this was going. But at the same time, I always tell people, maybe if we started now, like it may have scaled, but then Uber, Richard,
who would have allowed you to scale it? Is it this government?
No, okay.
No, they would have killed it. But
yeah, true. But the thing is, so if you were looking at a company like Uber, then to as what you were trying to copy or be, Uber was spending millions of dollars trying to like get people to. So when Uber just came, they're giving a lot of promo codes. There were free rides up and down. That was the incentive to actually get people to trust. Yeah. We didn't have that. We were not going to pay anybody 5K per whatever or anything. We only had money to pay the developers, designers, and like keep ourselves running for.
So you didn't think? Okay, so I have two questions.
Okay.
The first question is, when Uber came to Nigeria, or let's just talk about Lagos. When Uber came to Lagos, was there a low sense of trust in the app? Because people already use taxis that are unbranded.
No, there was actually, and not even a lot of people knew Uber was. Like for the first 2 years, it was like really low key or niche.
Only people that knew about it, like university students
or IJGB.
Yeah. It wasn't a big thing when it first came.
Okay. So then my second question is, so see how you said that y'all only had money to just build the app and develop the app. Is it that you didn't see a need for that type of incentive or marketing, or you were just like, we don't have the money for it? Like, I kind of want to see where your head is at, because looking at Uber, how they built that trust and how they got people to come is like, oh, free ride, oh, promo code. So why didn't you think at the time? Was it that money was a constraint, or you just didn't see the value in like creating incentives or types of promotions to push this app?
I really don't remember, but
Okay.
I know then there was some sort of incentive. But I mean, we won't promise like the first 1 million people like Uber would, because
Facts. No, we understand. We get it. You know that grade didn't reach.
and Idea gave us a grant, so we were building on that particular grant.
Can you tell us how much it was?
It was less than 2 million, so that was not.
The fact that he even is that not a lot at the time?
Is that not what?
Is that not a lot of money?
Yeah.
Not now where
money. No a lot of money.
Trash,
no a lot of money. No a lot of money.
Wait. Okay. Oh, the irony. All right. So Richard, as you're finishing up and getting your Garri ready, listen to this. So obviously we know that this wretched country did a wretched thing, and they wretchedly banned Twitter. In our own words, in your own words, how has this ban affected media, digital media, and Nigerians as a whole? See how you have to... No, I need to...
I like that.
So yeah, the thing is, I don't know, until I think a few days ago, I didn't come to the realization that Twitter was really a big deal now. Like, when I mean a big deal, I'm still using my VPN. Yeah, Malami, I said that.
VPN before this thing?
No, I wasn't using VPN, but people keep saying, like, the VPN makes my phone slow. I can't get a free VPN, all of those things. And it became very obvious to me a few days ago that, like, yeah, I think the rate at which Nigerians use Twitter has really dropped. And it will keep dropping if this ban like isn't lifted anytime soon. Because I mean, it's stressful for some people. I like Twitter, that's why like I'm doing all of this, getting an extra power bank, making sure that I'm always online and stuff, especially because I have business there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think it's not a wise decision. Everyone knows that. Somewhere the line had to be drawn. I mean, especially because big tech and government have been having this clash since Trump thing, like last year and all of that. So, but Nigeria now being the one to now play the we're bigger than you part of this is like what's pissing me off. From nowhere, we started hearing about internet firewalls and all of that. And I was, chill. Like, we're not there yet. I'm really happy they say we can't afford the internet firewall. I'm sorry I said that, but it costs a lot of money. Yeah, it costs a lot of money. So yeah, we're not going there anytime soon. But also, there are good and bad sides to it. I never always. I like to look at things like up and down. Yeah,
optimist.
I tell my friends like the early days of the ban that if we were in a serious country, if we were in a country that did not like stifle innovation and like young people, this would have been sort of like a good thing, because at the end of the day, Twitter is an American company. It may have given room for like innovation.
I don't like when y'all say that.
No. If this was a good country, like that's why there's stuff like Alibaba in China and all of these things, because
China has
it worked for them. But I don't think we're anywhere near that yet. So we should just use Twitter. And I feel like they can't really justify any reasons why, except that someone was annoyed or it was just a petty move. Yeah. This government itself knows the role Twitter played, because like they leveraged it so much in like 2015 and 2019 elections. You only have barely a year or two left, and why are you trying to silence voices? There's obviously like a bigger agenda. Yeah.
Richard, let me pick up the next fan.
Okay, this is a good first run. Song of the summer. Everyone seems to love Wizkid and Tim's Essence, especially in the diaspora. Yeah, because I call this like,
for real.
Yeah, when the album came out, this was my favorite song. Still is my favorite song.
For real?
Yes.
I'm so shocked because like We're having this conversation today. Even like David, like I was feeling Essence. It was like my least favorite song.
I was feeling Essence from the beginning.
Like I thought so many songs.
Even
Piece of Me,
Wizkid knew
Sweet
he
One.
made magic. Like after that, he tweeted it.
Yeah,
was
but
like,
do you honestly think that Wizkid thought that this song was going to do this good? Like that particular song, not the album as a whole. Like that song was going to do this amazing.
I think so. Because I mean, both artists are like very intentional. Yeah. They just don't put out stuff. You feel me? It was on that artist. Like if I don't mention names, I would have said, oh, maybe it was they tried and like it just went through. But I think it really, and they have very serious management. You feel me? I feel like they knew where. And okay, the most important thing about this song is, even after a few weeks after the actual album came out, I think they were trying to figure out where they were listening to this song, and like they kept on like doubling down.
I don't believe this was a single though.
You don't believe?
I think it was. I wanted you to finish,
Okay.
but I don't want to. I don't think although I know Thames' management, I don't know nobody Wizkid management, so let me not miss yarn. I don't know if this was a lead single for them. I think this was a sneak. This thing like snuck up. Although I do believe, like when Wizkid said like Thames and I made magic, he believed it. For some reason, I don't think they thought that this song was a single. Even though that song to me, I was like, this song is gonna blow.
If you look through that entire album, like which song where you think it was now
I
going to be the
thought,
lead single?
I thought it was Ginger. And if it's not Ginger, it's going to be a solo song that he sang on his own.
I didn't feel Ginger from the beginning, so I don't.
Fantabulous.
Yeah, I didn't feel Ginger from the beginning. I have to be honest.
No, y'all played yourself because those of us who have that magic in our blood, those of us that have the essence in our bodies. When we heard that song the first time, I said this thing is gonna pop. And then when it was on wasn't on like Michelle somebody's playlist?
Yeah, it was on
Barack Obama.
No,
was it Michelle Obama?
Yeah, it was Barack's playlist.
It was Barack's playlist, but it was Barack's playlist. Then even like some more recent feats, 20 million streams on Spotify, and y'all know we not using Nigerians are not using Spotify like that yet in the country. Today. So you know it's out there.
That 10 million streams on YouTube is that I think about like in up to a week I checked and it was on 8 point something million. I'm not even joking. It was on 8 point something million, and I woke up today and I saw this stuff from Wizkid News 10 million. I was like, what the hell is going on? Coincidentally, so many artists have like today, Kevin Hart dropped a video of him and his family that's into Essence. Like
Essence is still going far.
Like, Essence is going very everybody.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's on US radio right now.
It's number 28 in US Shazam, the highest ever for every African song.
Do you like the video?
I don't know. Maybe my love for the song is probably going to like.
Let me pick up the next fan.
Well, that's really mad though.
This is like I said, this is the first time I'm hearing you speak like this. I like how you speak.
Money bag. Like, money's
really inside his throat.
I'm flattered. I'm still practicing.
You get an A+ from me. What do you mean? Okay. So Olamide releases his 12th studio album called. I hope I do not mispronounce this. Is it UI Scuti?
UI Scuti.
UI Scuti.
I like to think that's him. You know why it's called UI Scuti? I like to show off a little bit. It's a little bit.
Go ahead.
So apparently, UI Scuti is a red supergiant star. So it's considered one of the largest known stars by radius and also a pulsating variable star. So it's a very huge star in the galaxy, basically. So what I'm just saying is a bloody huge star.
I feel like I read somewhere that he said that his son is into astrology or something.
His son.
But how old is his son that the son would know astrology?
How old is no?
Should be like 7, 8. I don't know.
Okay. I thought he was younger than that. Okay. All right. So I guess what are thoughts, opinions? You know, I've spoken about.
Have you heard the album?
I'm not even going to lie.
I haven't.
I only gave it like one listen.
Like one listen the whole way through?
No, on Friday when it came out, I just like did a rundown and that was it. But also, that's me. I like things to cool off first, then I go back and settle in it. But so far, I think I like the album. I like that. I mean, people like Fave, all these guys were in there, and like they give it a bit of. Like,
I think the only notable name there was Fino.
Yeah, Fino.
Funny how Fino said just one line in Igbo,
and that was it.
Every other thing was in English.
But my thing here is, and that's what I was telling my brother after listening. It's like I feel like I like that Olamide has like his sound has aged so well over the years, but it felt like I don't know the name of this Davido's album, Son of Mercy. Yeah, the feeling I had when I listened to Son of Mercy, it felt like it was Sonny that said, you know what, this is the sound you're going to give. I didn't feel like I was getting that authentic Olamide from the album. I felt like you're allowed to grow. I'm not, you feel me? And like based on, I don't know, the contract or whatever thing, or where you want your sound to go. It just really felt like Olamide was trying to sound that way.
Yeah.
That's just it.
But it seems like you're giving him room to grow, though. It's not like you're the way you're explaining it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have like a negative undertone. Like there's some people to be like, this doesn't sound like Olamide. He needs to go back to his roots.
No.
This doesn't sound like, how can he just be a sellout? And because I haven't heard the album, but if you are comparing it to Son of Mercy, I know exactly what you mean about, like
I've heard the album a couple of times.
But I think it's like you're giving him a chance to be like, you know what? If this is the direction you want to go, flourish, because you've definitely paid your dues in this industry. At this point, anytime you want to try, go and try it.
I'm behind.
Money's
And
there.
as I said, like there are a few gems on it. Like both songs that Fav was on, like I love them. So
something that I really like about the album, I like the fact that it was short. It was like 10 songs, quite short.
I mean, nobody should be trying to get more than 10 minutes over time. No.
Okay, so Richard, how important is the role of media in music and its promotion? I know you're gonna be biased because Mr. More Branches, Mr. Baby Trees. But the floor is yours to kind of like go as deep as you want in how important you think the role of media is in music.
I think if I was to rate it, it's probably 9.5 over 10. I really feel that like maybe because I'm in front of the screen, like yeah. But also you see the metrics and like I also talk to my friends that own like other platforms. We know.
Don't talk to me though.
Like maybe because you're not music focused. Okay. Yeah. So like we know we literally know when a project or a single is going to go far, just because of like how much attention or visibility the team is trying to get. I always like to use this example. Let's talk about Mayokun. Yeah. Mayokun literally had like one of the maddest years, 2020, probably the biggest artist in 2020 because he was on all of the jams, like all of the remixes, everyone was trying to get him up. But you wouldn't feel that effect. Why? Because there was no publication. There was no.
I was about to say that because I was like, Mayokun, huh?
There was nothing.
I
like
really think. I remember, like, it was the actual conversation. Like, everyone was like, why someone won the headies, and we're like, why did this person deserve to win the headies over Mayokun?
You feel me? There was even a poll on Twitter that like really went viral. And people were like, "This is an insult to Mayokun or something." Yes, you're allowed to say that, but that's also because Mayokun's team isn't doing any deliberate. What's it called? They haven't put any deliberate effort to actually put him out there. How many interviews of Mayokun did you read last year? How many like whatever covers of Mayokun did you see? All of those things are really important. I mean, see a Burna Boy that is Grammy focused, you do know like how much you know how much like they put into putting him there and all of those things. They don't care who is too big or who is too small. They just go after everything that they need to go after. But a lot of artists in Nigeria think, I mean, it ends at radio and TV.
You still think they think like that in 2021?
Yes, yeah. I mean, because we have to go around begging managers for time, and because we run an in-house agency, and it's not every time we're going out for more branches. I mean, like foreign pubs are contracting us to interview this. So sometimes it doesn't even matter how big the name is. Like you still need to beg and beg. And it's like, don't you really see that this artist needs this? But for them, it's not that way. If it's not an endorsement, if it's not like a TV interview or a radio interview, I think it ends there for them. They're not trying to explore like other forms of digital media, especially. And like, I think it only makes sense to do that, especially because you're trying to chase streaming numbers. These publications will guarantee you placement in like places where people can stream. I don't think they're up to 1 million people streaming music in Nigeria.
That number is even modest.
That's like
that number is even too large.
That's too large. Exactly. Yes, bro.
So, I'm blinded by my circle or like my world. Like I'm just blinded by what I see around me. Like
it's because everyone around you is probably using Apple Music.
He's using iPhone. He's wearing
This guy.
Okay, so I remember when, like a few minutes ago, I was like, Miracle, and then I think your explanation is so well put because there's a lot of times you'll see like players in this industry, like stakeholders and, you know, people that curate this industry, such as, you know, your platform and stuff, and you guys are privy to that information because you have to actively seek it. But like the casual digital consumer like myself, if I don't see it in my face, I'm just going to assume it's not happening. And if I'm, you know, subscribed to more branches, if I'm subscribed to, you know, a lot of your peers in the digital media space, and I saw Mirakun you know, do certain interviews and things, and I'll be like, okay, when you make that statement that Mirakun had a big year, I could remember, oh yeah, I saw this article where they, you know, outlined his year. I didn't see that. So that's how I was like shocked, like, oh, Mirakun. But then it's really interesting. And the fact that you say like till now, and this, I can also kind of semi-agree with Ayo about being blinded by your circle, right? Because in order for you to survive in Nigeria, I think you need to you stay inside a circle.
Yeah.
Like you can't, if you try to venture out, you get burned, you see what you shouldn't be seen, you get tired, you get, you know, all these
go and come back inside your circle.
Facts. Big facts. So even like with, when I asked you if people are still, like a lot of artists are still focused on traditional media and you said yes, I'm shocked because I'm like, okay, I'm seeing, I think I'm seeing this increase in like a lot of these bigger talents coming back down to a lot of, you know, new age, up and coming, still micro sites, you know, micro influencer, micro platforms and trying to do content with you guys. But then again, it's maybe because I'm actively following more branches. I'm actively following We Talk Sound. I'm actively following 49th Street. And then I see those things. But maybe in the grand scheme of things, like outside of those, you know, outside of the bubble I've created for myself, you're still seeing people say like, bro, oh yeah, bring 1 million for radio. And I'm like, why are you bringing 1 million for radio if you just paid like 1/5 of that to like 5 millennial platforms?
True.
I don't see why you'd get, maybe you wouldn't get like as more, you wouldn't get the numbers, but you'd probably have a higher chance of building fan loyalty when you're attaching yourself to these platforms that we have subscribed to. So, Richard, so 2 things, right? So 1, we're going to unveil this new little thing that I want to do where every guest has to come on the podcast and they need to tell the listeners what type of Garri they drank. Okay? So, you know what, you're going to open this thing. While Ayo is opening the whiteboard, I want you to, so every episode I ask the guests to put the listenership onto a song from an independent artist that they would like us to check out. You can choose any artist you want, any song you want. The only thing is, that song cannot give me a copyright strike in my podcast. So we're going to play the song after the episode goes off.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think that cancels out people that are signed to record labels, people that have distribution deals. So, any indie artist that you like, that you want to put us on to?
I would say Fave. I would say Fave. I like Fave.
She's definitely someone that seems like she's up next.
Yeah, she is.
What song of Fave's would you want us to check out?
I would say MBU. Nobody but you.
Okay, MBU.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all heard it out the horse's mouth?
Yeah, that's one.
I have not heard. I don't think I've heard any song from her yet. I keep hearing her name.
I'm sure you're going to love this
Really?
one, trust me.
You know me that well. Okay, I actually want to shoot her from my flex list, but I feel like she's difficult to get. Now she's on Olamide's album. I don't think probably her phone's probably on DND now. But y'all heard it from the horse's mouth. Richard has told y'all to check out Fave, NBU. you, Mr. More Branches, Mr. Baby Trees, Mr. White Captain.
Thank
May
you
that
for
contract
having
you're
me.
trying to find may find me.
Amen.
But yeah, you gonna sign this whiteboard off the pod because I know I was mad. We're probably going over time. And without further ado, we are out.